you a live stream event this morning that really has us quite shocked and surprised. And I'm hoping that you guys can hear me clearly on the audio here. But if you just have a look behind me, this is Georgetown Primary School, which most of us are familiar with. A lot of us even may have been students at Georgetown Primary. The big building right behind me with the blue on it is the administrative offices. On Tuesday evening after 4 o'clock, a 5-year-old child actually was somehow permitted, quite accidentally it appears, to leave Georgetown Primary with no adult supervision at all, walk all the way from the administration building through the gate. So now we see the gate is actually closed, but apparently it was not closed on Tuesday evening. And the child essentially walked or attempted to walk home. So we're going to be having this discussion this evening at 7 o'clock on the Cold Hard Truth morning, and kind of ask the question of how does this happen? How does a 5-year-old leave a school that is supposed to be supervising him until his father was picking him up, and then he was permitted to walk? And we're going to take the path this morning of exactly where he walked. So Eastern Avenue is one of Cayman's busiest streets, I would say. So already we can see at this hour of the morning, and 4 o'clock going into 5 o'clock, there would be a considerable amount more traffic on the road. But we see busy buses, people pulling off on the side of the road. So essentially this child walked this route based on what we've been able to, and I better be careful because I might get ran over trying to walk the same route. What we've been able to ascertain from his parents. So this is a busy intersection. There is a restaurant here. There are people who don't always follow the road rules. So sometimes they're parked literally in the middle of the road, blocking traffic. People going by around the corner. This is a quite sharp corner with cars coming in both directions. Still a 25-mile-per-hour zone. And this child walked this route morning, walked by the famous restaurant with lots of people here. There's obviously a pedestrian crossing. Lots of big trucks going by on Eastern Avenue. And again, this happened on Tuesday evening after 4 o'clock. So it appears that the child would have crossed the street. Let me hope that this truck doesn't run me over. Morning. And took this route. It's starting to rain, but I'm going to walk it regardless of the rain because anything could have happened to this 5-year-old child. So everybody sees that sign that says end of school zone. So you know what that means. It's not that cars pay much attention to school zone signs in Cayman anyway. But clearly, when you're out of a school zone, people are less bothered. Morning! Lots of Mall Road fans waving at us here. People are less bothered by taking extra caution. So we pass a bar. This is Crew Sports Bar. The child would have gone this direction. Popeyes is across the street. And I assume the poor little thing just kept walking. 5 years old. This is the route that he took. And he walked. And then he would have passed, I believe this is Corner's Restaurant. Popeyes is across the street. So he would have walked this direction. Morning, officer. How are you? Good. Let me just ask you a quick question. I know you're on duty. Cayman Mall Road. Even better than Cayman 27. Nothing official, but I do know you're an officer, right? Would you be surprised to hear that a 5-year-old child walked from Georgetown Primary all the way past Reflection and Sound Road on Tuesday evening? By himself? On this busy road?
I'd have to see to believe it.
You'd have to see to believe it, because it's that shocking, right? We're taking the route now to see what this young man would have...
Is camera rolling?
Yes, we're live streaming.
I think
So-
thinking about something. So thinking about the camera. Let me think about something.
Okay, can you...
I'm released to you. I'm released to you.
Okay. Can I walk up there and then come back and speak with you? Yeah, because this is live streaming. Thanks, son. Alright, so police always want to talk to me, boy. Okay, so starting to drizzle. And again, I'm going to just step down here because maybe there's no proper sidewalks here, a lot of this, so maybe he kind of stepped down this way. Again, lots of traffic. We come back now to there being a sidewalk that he could have utilized morning, and he would have passed this building, which is intersection with cars pulling in to Crown Square. And we're going to speak to Mr. Kenneth Bryan about this, because I'm pretty sure Georgetown Primary actually falls in his remit politically. So Crown Square, the child hopefully stopped for traffic coming in and out of this busy plaza, and he had to cross over, continue walking. And so the parent has informed us that several people have come forward stating that they actually saw the child walking. And at one point, one person saw him kind of close to a lady, so they assumed that he may have been with her. But later on, as the parents started to ask questions around the neighborhood, and they realized this child was actually walking unattended and alone. Wow. It was shocking. It was quite shocking then for the parent to discover that this is what happened. So garbage, of course. We know the issues with garbage collection, so the child may have had to step over all of this wonderful garbage that's sitting there. Let me just move that out of the way. Continue to walk. Sidewalk disappears again. So now, you know, when the sidewalk disappears, you actually have to walk out in the road a little bit more. So I'm not that far from cars that are doing probably at least between 35 and 40 miles an hour. Definitely enough speed to kill a 5-year-old or an adult, as we've seen just a few days ago. Then we come up on Champion House 1 and 2, and my arms are getting a little bit tired with this tripod, but imagine the poor child still hasn't reached anywhere yet. We continue to walk. So there's Champion House Restaurant. And he continued walking. And he walks all the way past Reflections on the corner. So we still haven't reached where this child walked. So you pass the big flow corporate and customer service offices, past the bus stop morning, and eventually where he was located was across the street. So somehow he managed to cross this busy intersection. I don't know at what point he would have crossed it, if it was before the light or right at the light, but as you all know, this is the intersection of Eastern Avenue and I think that's Sound Road. Buses, people on bicycles, Morning.
Hi, how are you?
Just want to ask you a quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you be surprised to know that a 5-year-old child, walked from Georgetown Primary all the way past Reflection on Sound Road?
If it's possible?
No, I'm just saying, would that surprise you? Unsupervised.
No, you know, that's not supposed to work still, but you know, that's
Yeah.
not supposed to work. You understand me? But you don't know kids need to go to school and understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to do what you have to do still, but it's not right.
It's not right.
No.
Yeah. Because he was at the school after hours, supposed to be supervised as an adult, but we don't know what happened. They permitted him to leave, so we're trying to figure out how that happened exactly.
Well, right now, I don't know if I wouldn't say the teacher is the problem, you know.
Yeah.
You understand? They have to take time out and pay attention to the kids, you understand me?
Yes.
Because kids is so very important at this moment, you know.
Yeah.
From this late other day, you find children missing, you understand me?
Exactly.
Missing, you know. Trust me. You have to just take caution, you know, and take
Yeah.
care of you, because you know you got the future, you understand me? So, you just catch me this
Yeah,
morning,
man.
so.
That's all right. That's all right. You get
have
me a
a good
little
day, okay?
exercise on your
Okay.
bicycle.
So you have a good day, okay?
Thank you, my dear.
And
I
God bless
appreciate
you.
it.
Bless
Yeah, man.
you, okay?
Definitely. Respect.
Flex. Always.
All right.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you. All right, there. Okay. So we're not done yet. Of course, people might have been exiting the full corporate offices, so the kid would have had to keep an eye out for that. Major intersection and bus stop here. And at some point, the child actually crossed the road. So let's assume that he waited until he got here. Now, apparently, oh God, I get ran over here this morning for real. The child may have known this route because his mom did used to walk them home before. And so he at least knew how to get home. So he crossed over at some point. Again, that's the busy intersection there of Eastern Avenue, and I believe that's Sound Road. Yes, Soundway is coming up this way. Past the Reflections building on the corner here. And then it was further down the street, probably a couple blocks still from home, about 8 houses from home, that someone discovered him and said, oh my gosh, that's so-and-so's son, we need to give her a call. And then his mother was called to say, we have your child. He was found walking the street, and he said he's trying to get home. So we see even in the parking lot, you know, people are driving by in the parking lot. So it's now starting to rain, so I'm going to try to come out of the rainwater a little bit here. All right, folks, so that was the distance. It's a little further up, actually, that a 5-year-old traveled on Tuesday evening from Georgetown Primary. A lot of questions have been raised as a result of this. I want you guys to tune in this evening to the Cold Hard Truth to see if we can get to the bottom of this. We'll provide you some more details on what the school has done. The short of it is they haven't done much as yet. And we're hoping that obviously some questions can be answered as to why this child was permitted to leave a school unsupervised when he was supposed to be supervised in the office by school administration and school staff. Thankfully, nothing happened to him. Thankfully, he didn't get ran over by road. Thankfully, no one decided that they wanted a child of their own and kidnapped him. We've seen in recent months that there have been a few people who've attempted to kidnap children here in the Cayman Islands. So Cayman isn't as quote-unquote safe as it used to be. And so this is really, really alarming that this has been permitted to happen with essentially a toddler. So I want you guys to tune in this evening. If we get any additional updates from official sources, we will certainly be including those as we continue to ask the hard questions. And I'll see you guys at 7 o'clock on our Facebook live stream on the Cold Hard Truth. Please stay tuned for more about this.